Hey everyone, so Dratlo44 here. Basically, I promised to bring a video to you about limited time modes following on from yesterday's video, and I thought, well, you know what, there's no better time than now to talk about it. So I've got some concept ideas for some new limited time modes. I've also got kind of like some other parts that I wanted to talk about, and following on from yesterday's video. So basically, pretty much going into it, I wanted to add some ideas for limited time modes. Now, let's face it, I think that one thing that Apex has very much lacked has been new and interesting and exciting limited time modes. And I think we can all agree that the ones that we've seen before are pretty stale, they're pretty repetitious. We haven't really seen anything too different, and I've got a few ideas that I would like to see maybe added, or something that at least would be a suggestion. So people could maybe take that on board. If you got Twitch or Twitter, maybe someone else can suggest it, because I haven't at the moment, and at least we can get it noticed, and maybe, who knows, the devs might take some of it on board. But before we get into, of course, the main bulk of the content, do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. Right, let's get into the video. So yesterday's video was about map design for limited time modes. Now, it was something that I wanted to suggest in that it would add, of course, to more the limited time mode, that we get kind of a limited map, and literally created by, of course, the community rather than the devs. I'm going to link down in the description below exactly about that one, so you can check it out if you want. I think it's a really good concept. I'd love to see it in Apex Legends, because I think it is the style game that would really work with that particular element. Now, the limited time mode, so there was a few. So in the past, one of my other videos that I suggested and did during Season 5 was actually something weird to do with caustic themed, which was called like caustic gas infected. Again, that is one of my older videos. I'll link that one as well below, so I'll link the two just in case you want to check out the other concept ideas I've had, because again, I really think that these would add a new dimension to the limited time modes. I think they'd be interesting, and I think they'd keep the game fresh, and I think that's something that we need. I mean, at the moment, that is probably my biggest complaint with the game as it stands. I love Apex Legends, as I've said. I think it's a great game, but also on the other side, of course, it can, if you play it quite a bit, seem a little repetitious at times. You land, you get killed, you land, you kill some people, you land, you go find some people, then you get killed or kill them. There's certain things, yes, there are certain strategies, certain high-level gameplays and things, of course, but you have to appreciate that sometimes you don't get the loot and you don't get the other parts that you want, and you kind of get a little bit screwed. And when you're a little bit screwed, it's frustrating because you're just having to rinse and repeat and start again over and over again, and it's a little bit like, oh right, okay, and it can just be a little bit upsetting at times, especially if it's not going your way, which I think is probably the biggest thing with a game like this. If it's not going the way you want it, it's an absolute nightmare. So with the limited time mode, so one of the limited time modes ideas that I had, because I thought, well, maybe surely there should be like a solo version, a kind of duo version, and a trio version to sort of account for, I guess an all against all, which would be the solo. But one of them was highest damage possible. So basically, you go into an arena, not the biggest arena, much smaller, like a kind of, as if it was a last kind of storm circle type thing. And of course then what happens is that you then basically shoot lots of people, and by the end of it, the person with the most damage kind of wins out. So it means that more people hitting their headshots. You might have it where there's only certain types of weapons available, because maybe if you had, say, like a Volt or Triple Take in this current meta, you just run around with energy weapons or snipers and you'd absolutely beam people. So maybe there could be a little bit of a restriction on the type of weapons kind of available. Let me know your thoughts on that one. I mean, would that be something that you consider fun or quite tedious? I don't know. I mean, again, these are just out and out suggestions. I just feel like I wanted to kind of add that. So my other one was basically something which is kind of, I suppose, similar to caustic. So what I kind of thought of, and when I kind of thought about it more, what I thought is wouldn't it be good then if maybe perhaps there was actually a a legend themed kind of limited time event. So they do limited events, or like special events where you can purchase things, and they theme it around a particular legend sometimes. They also do kind of like other things as well. So like the old waves was like Bloodhound, and they do a town takeover and things like that. But I thought that would kind of add to the town takeover. So what they could do is they could take over a town. So let's take Octane's Gauntlet, for example. I mean, I know that is an existing area in Kings Canyon. But what they could do is they could say, right, okay, we're doing another Octane-themed, event. And then basically you all have kind of Octanes or something like that. And then you all run around and, kind of kill each other and so on. But I also thought that a Bloodhound one would be good as well. I mean, like, obviously what you could have is like something like Beast of the Hunt. So basically the first player starts off in Beast of the Hunt mode as a Bloodhound, and basically he's then got to go and hunt all of the other teams or people in the event. Now, whether it be solo or whether it be team themed, if it was team themed, then of course you'd have 2 other legends as well, but it'd probably work better this one in a sort of solo mode. So basically he then goes and actually kills. Now if he dies, if he gets killed, does not matter, he doesn't of course die, he just respawns and off he goes again. Now the idea is that by the end of a time limit, he is either killed everybody in sort of like the map. If he kills somebody, then of course what happens is that they then become a Bloodhound with Beast of the Hunt activated. Now Beast of the Hunt remains continuous, so he doesn't lose it. He can scan every 6 seconds, so you can't get away very easily, and the skill is to either stop him coming at you, team up with a couple of other legends, but of course, it's one of those things that it's kind of a relentless assault, so to speak, and the more Bloodhounds, the more people downed, the more intense and crazy it kind of gets. But I mean, that's, like I say, it's just a suggestion that I had off the top of my head. One of the other ones was, of course, a more obvious one, all against all or team orientated. It would be either, actually. It could work for duos as well, and that would be at the end of a certain time limit. So you could say that you could have, like, I don't know, for example, a 6 to 8 minute time limit. Let me know what you think on the times. It's very hard to kind of give an exact, but just say, for example, you have a 6 to 8 minute time limit, and then of course you kind of you just get as many kills as you can. Now the team that wins is the one with the most kills, and you could do it as the most damage to kind of compensate for the other suggestion I made, but I suppose it's like anything, isn't it? It's just one of those ideas that maybe could just be a little bit of a, oh yeah, a suggestion, a kind of, oh right, okay, well that could work. So I mean, naturally with that, and then say like the map design, it wouldn't mean that it need to be too complicated. You'd get a community thing where people can design their own maps within a certain amount. So although you could have themed events, for legends and things like I suggested, that wouldn't necessarily have to be for all of the events. So you could have also community voted ones. They send in their sort of like their maps. The devs check it out, they put their favourite ones, the top 8 ones that they like, and it gets kind of voted for. It's more details in my other video, but again, I just think that would be a really, really cool idea. So I mean, that is, the sort of main bulk of it. I'm going to link my other ideas, because I did give a lot more ideas previously, so that's why there isn't as many this time. So I'll do 2 links in the description below, and I'll put a note down to say that they're there. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this particular video. So do let me know if you like my ideas, if you have any other suggestions that you would like to see. That would be absolutely amazing. I'm open for different ideas, different concepts, discussions, all those things. I would love some new things to be brought to Apex Legends, because let's face it, I just feel like I say that, sometimes it can seem a little repetitious at times, and I'd love to see some interesting and new changes. I know it ain't going to happen overnight, but hey, we can always hope. So otherwise, if you like the video, please, a like on the video really helps me out. If you wish to subscribe, that would be amazing. A big thumbs up to you if you do. But otherwise, remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. But apart from that, that is pretty much everything for me for this particular video. I hope you enjoyed the content and the ideas. I shall see you in the next video. You take care. Cheers now. Bye.